Greetings to all of you. My dear sisters and brothers and my dear friends, a warm welcome to all of you from your Pastor Yanni. I will follow you, accepting every circumstance. If we truly acknowledge our dependence on God, we will also accept His providential workings in our lives, even those circumstances that are difficult for us and that we don't understand. Earlier we saw in Psalm 139 how David practiced the conscious presence of God. And we also see in this psalm how he trusted in God's sovereign providence in all of his life. For you created my inmost being. You knit me together in my mother's womb. All the days ordained for me were written in your book, before one of them came to be. Verses 13 and 16. The Hebrew word for inmost being is literally kidneys, a word used in Hebrew idiom for the center of emotions and moral sensitivities. David was essentially saying, you created my personality. David ascribes to God not only the creation of his physical body, but also the makeup of this personality or temperament. And David was not aware of the genetic code we know about today. But he was written under the inspiration of the Holy Spirit, who designed the genetic code in the first place. Without being aware of how all this takes place, David was telling us how thoroughly God superintends the genetic code and the biological process. God is fully and directly involved in fashioning each of us into the person that He wants us to be. In both physical traits and temperaments. I think it's traits and temperament. I don't know how many generations back we have to go to determine our genetic backup. But however far it is, God was overseeing the entire process. We are who we are, apart from sin, of course, because God made us that way. Not only did God create us the way we are, He also ordained life's path for us. Listen to this verse from Psalm 119, verse 16. All the days ordained for me were written in your book, before one of them came to be. All the experiences of David's life were written down in God's book before he was even born. This refers not simply to God's prior knowledge of our lives, but to His unique plan for each of us. It includes the family into which we were born, the opportunities we have throughout life, and all our successes as well as our failure and disappointments. It includes the circumstances we welcome and those we would just as soon avoid. All the events of our lives were written in God's book before we were born. God is causing all these events, both what we call good and what we call bad, to work together for our good, that is, to make us more and more like Christ. That's why we were told to give thanks in all circumstances, for this is God's will for you in Jesus Christ. 1 Thessalonians 5:18 notes that this instruction immediately follows Paul's exhortation to pray continually. Verse 17. We should then cultivate the practice of praying continually and always giving thanks, and doing both in all circumstances, because we know that even those difficult trials we shrink from are designed for our ultimate good. This expression of conscious dependence on God is both a characteristic of profound reverences for God and a means of growing in that reverence. As we follow God, we will come to recognize more each day that not only is He the creator of our world and all that is in it, but He also its faithful sustainer and the sovereign ruler of all events. And in that knowledge, we will bow in awe before Him. In my circumstances today, I give you thanks, even for obstacles and frustrations, for disappointments and trials. I trust in you, and my heart's deepest desire is to fully trust in you, no matter how painfully difficult my circumstances might become. Thank you that even when the circumstances of my life cause me grief, I can still be assured that you personally designed those very circumstances to prove the geniusness of my faith, and that this will result finally in praise, glory, and honor when Jesus Christ is revealed. I rejoice in your perfect will for my life, now and forever, as you lead me my day by day. You have made known to me the path of life. You broaden the path beneath me, so that my ankles do not turn. And this is my prayer as I accept every circumstances you bring me, as I follow you on the path. Teach me your way, O Lord, and lead me on the straight path. Blessings to all of you, my dear ones. This is your Pastor Yeti. I love you guys. May God bless you. Bye.